In the pre-assessment, some of the students knew some information about Van Gogh. If they knew something about him, it was either that he was an artist, he painted Starry Night, or that he cut off his ear. If the students didn't know anything, I told them it was okay to simply just write "I don't know" on their papers. In the beginning of the lesson, the students learned about Van Gogh's childhood, family, and education. 2 vocabulary terms that they learned were post-impressionism and oil painting. The students also learned some key characteristics about post-impressionist artists, about the movement, and about their style. Students discovered that Van Gogh traveled to all France in an attempt to create a home for other fellow artists. In every class that this lesson was taught in, there was at least one student who asked about Van Gogh cutting off his ear and ending his life. To explain to 6th graders why Van Gogh cut off his ear, I simply told them that he was bullied by the villagers in the town of Arles, and that with this constant pressure and bullying from the villagers, he couldn't take it anymore, so he simply cut off his ear so that we wouldn't have to hear the villagers. The students pointed out that Van Gogh still had another ear. And to this I said that that he ended up not being able to handle the pressures of the bullying around him, and no one understood his artwork. So he decided that the best option would be to end his life. And this made sense to the students, and it simplified the concept of dying at a young age and suicide. Some students also in the post-assessment recognized that this was an issue, and that in order to change this and prevent others from doing the same thing is to be kind to everyone and treat everyone with respect. Throughout this lesson, the students were introduced to a variety of artworks painted by Van Gogh. 2 of these paintings happened to be in the classroom. The students were asked to locate these 2 paintings during the lesson, which were Sunflowers, painted in 1888, and Starry Night, painted in 1889. In the post-assessment, the students were asked to write one fact down that they learned about Van Gogh that was not written on their papers already. They also, as I mentioned before, created some flowers to cap off the lesson. Something that I would change about the lesson is asking students about what they wrote on their papers for their pre- and post-assessment. This would help in introducing the artist in the beginning of the lesson, as well as recapping what the students learned at the end of the lesson. Something that I will want to do for the next lesson on the life of an artist is to have more of a conversation with the students about the artist and what they think or feel about their artwork, still keeping in mind that this is their first time taking notes in the art classroom. So it is essential to get the basic skills down of note-taking first, which is why they got a guided notes worksheet, which was similar to a fill-in-the-blank. For the next art lesson, they will take it a step further by creating their own guided lesson and filling that in. After the students completed their sunflower project, they were asked what they liked most about the Van Gogh lesson. Majority of the students said that they liked the project that was associated with the artist. With the influence of technology on the classroom, students need to learn in more than one way how to recall information from a lesson. By this, I had them create their sunflowers. By taking notes and doing a project, they were able to recall more information than I think would have been expected of a middle schooler. The students also liked watching the trailers for the films on Van Gogh, as well as listening to the song that was written about him. To engage the students more in what they are learning, This lesson crosses a variety of subject contents, including history, music, theater, arts, reading, and writing. From the pre-assessment to post-assessment, students took away something. The most important thing that students took away was the golden rule and the negative effects of bullying on the life of the artist. I knew that these two concepts would be part of a hidden lesson on Van Gogh, but that they were very important lessons that students should be taught.